Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. The heck was that? Today is a Thursday. It's the 16th day of June. It's National Fudge Day. I think we've talked about this. Are you a fan of fudge?
I like fudge, but only with nuts in it.
I think, now, didn't we just talk about that on
Yes.
National Fudge Day like a week and a half ago?
Yes, it seems like
I was
Fudge Day
pretty
comes
sure.
up a lot. I think
National
we've had this discussion on the
National
last
Fudge
four
Day.
Fudge Days.
The last 4 or 5. Maybe it's every quarter. The fudge people are like, okay, let's sneak another one out of town. You think anybody will notice? Yeah, we noticed. Anyway, it's also National Career Nurse Assistance Day today. So all of those folks that are celebrating that today, maybe you can enjoy some fudge. In addition to that, we also have a Dear John letter to share with you today. Our Dear John letter is from a young lady who's got a friend who's going through a divorce, and she kind of feels like she's dragging her down the wrong path. We're going to read the Dear John letter. If you would like to chime in with advice, you can do that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Not getting enough sleep alters the way we see others, and not in a good way, according to a new study. Researchers at the Uppsala University in Sweden found that sleep-deprived subjects in an experiment rated angry faces as less trustworthy, and they rated healthy-looking, neutral, and fearful faces as less attractive, indicating that sleep loss is associated with a more negative social impression of others. They say this could result in less motivation to interact socially. The lead author explained, since facial expressions are crucial to understanding the emotional state of others, spending less time fixating on faces after acute sleep loss may increase the risk that you interpret the emotional state of others inaccurately or too late. The scientists say the findings could have considerable implications for bar-going singles who are routinely sleep-deprived. So they're saying, if you're tired, you don't see people as nearly attractive. So that's bizarre.
Well, I can see that.
I suppose.
Because you just don't even want people around you when you're tired, so you're not gonna find them attractive
Heidi
or
gets
interesting.
twice as much sleep as I do, and I still think I see people better than she does. Just saying. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by radiotravelgroup.com. Heidi, did you know Canada is set to become the first country in the world to require that a warning be printed on every cigarette? Not every pack, not every carton, every cigarette. Mental health and addiction minister Carolyn Bennett says the measure is meant to reach more people, including young people who often share cigarettes and never see the warning printed on the packaging. Okay. 75-day consultation period began Saturday with the requirement, along with changes to cigarette packs, to include a longer list of smoking health effects, expected to come into force in the latter half of next year, 2023. So I wonder what that's going to look like. Do you think it'll be printed like just on the filter area or like down the whole side of it?
No idea.
I just think that's interesting. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Maybe it's a good idea. It's a different idea is what it is. And it'll be interesting to see how that works. And I bet if I look, I could probably find something online to see what it looks like. But I haven't looked. I will. We don't know everything, but now we know this, sort of. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Having secured victory for Johnny Depp in his legal battle with ex Amber Heard, lawyer Camille Vasquez will once again be stepping into court to represent Mr. Depp. This time, it's against apparently an assault allegation during the 2017 filming of City of Lies against manager Greg Rocky Brooks. So, for those of you who,
He's
were
just had a heck of a
on
year.
the edge of your seats for the other trial, get ready for another one. It's the sequel. And Amber Heard says she understands why a jury ruled against her. She said, I was hearing everything you were hearing, and I get it. I can't blame them for their conclusion. So that's interesting. I've got the rest of that story. Oh, and one more to get to. Squid Game. Is this one? Wait a minute. It doesn't have anything about Amber Heard or Johnny Depp. Should I just skip it?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, okay. I'll read it. Squid Game Season 2 is officially a go. Netflix announced with the news with 10 creepy second teasers that are online if you want to see them.
Squid Game?
Squid Game. We've talked... It was the most popular show a year ago. Heidi still has never heard of it. Even though I've mentioned it a dozen times or more. Every time you do the same thing. Squid Game? Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. For the first time, scientists have been able to grow human-like skin on robotic fingers.
Ew. What is wrong with these people? Why is
They're
this
just
a
trying
thing?
some stuff. Unlike artificial skin that is commonly used when building robots, this skin is alive, according to lead author, whose name I'm not even going to try. This is in Tokyo, by the way. In trials, the elastic human skin moved freely while the finger made different motions.
Ew.
The team put collagen bandage on part of the finger that had been infected with a wound to mend it. And the robot was able to move freely after the protein repaired the skin. Researchers hope making robots appear more human-like will help us relate to them more so they can better communicate with us, serving in the medical care and service industries.
Yeah.
There are plans right now to make skin self-sustaining by adding veins and later hair and nails and sweat glands. So they got big plans.
Oh, yeah, they do. I've got a finger gesture I'd like
Would
to...
you just stop? And researchers say within a decade, it could be possible for doctors to simply print a kidney using cells from the patient.
Okay, now that is useful.
Instead of having to find a donor. Matching and all of that stuff is really, really difficult. So they're saying this would be a perfect match. It would be your cells. They hope the patient's body doesn't reject it once they find a donor, and a match. And this would take all of that out because there would be no rejection. It's you. It could happen thanks to 3D organ bioprinting, according to Harvard University's Wyss Institute for Biological Inspired Engineering. Organ bioprinting is something where they use a 3D printer technology, and it assembles multiple cell types, growing factors, biomaterials in a layer-by-layer fashion to produce bioartificial organs that ideally imitate their natural counterparts. So it would be almost like the exact same thing, but it was printed with a printer.
Okay.
That's fascinating to me. Just technology amazes me. It just does. Your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John, dear John.
We weren't very in sync there, were we?
Not really. I think we're both kind of tired this week.
And our Dear John letter for today, here it is. It says, Dear John, my husband and I have a couple that we hang out with once in a while. I've become pretty good friends with both of them. But now they're getting divorced. The wife has been trying to get me to her side. But I think it's her fault that things have gotten so bad. She's been hanging out with a bunch of single people, many who are divorced and some who are angry at men in general.
Yeah.
I've watched as she's morphed from a kind woman to a bitter, angry person. She was trying to get me to join the girls when they went out. I never tagged along. I told her that I like to spend time with my husband. We can hang out together with her and her husband, but now they're filing for divorce. She's been calling and messaging me about getting together. I've declined the invite and explained that I like to spend time with my husband instead of with the girls, but she keeps messaging me. She said she wants to share her side of things with me. I invited her to spend time with me at my home with my husband. She apparently does not want to do that. Am I being stubborn for digging in my heels on this? Should I hear her side? I don't think any of this is any of my business at all. What should I do? Signed, Happy Wife. Well, I don't think that you're wrong for not wanting to go hang out with the girls, but I'll be quiet and I'll let Heidi talk first. So what do you think on this whole thing?
No, I mean, if you don't want, you're an adult. If you don't want to be around somebody, you don't have to be around that person. You're an adult. You can make up your own mind.
You can do whatever you want.
You're an adult.
That's from a movie. By the way, I agree with Heidi on this.
Whoa.
Is that a first?
It's definitely a first because we actually just had an argument.
No, ours was something completely different.
It's similar.
It was giving somebody a second chance, and Heidi's like, nope, no second chance. I was like, come on, just hear her out. She's like, nope, not hearing anyone out.
This would be a third chance.
That would be. Hang on. I'm going to write my Dear John letter for next week. Dear Heidi.
I mean, I really think it's just up to each individual person. And if you have seen things as they've progressed and you've seen that she's been kind of the instigator in the issues, then you get to choose who you want in your life.
And here's one of the things that I would do. They're not divorced. They're getting a divorce. Maybe you say, I would like to talk to you and I would like to visit with you about how you might be able to avoid all of this, and let her know what you've been seeing. You know, you used to be so happy. And you started hanging out with this group that you're hanging out with now, and a lot of those people are unhappy, and now you're acting like they're acting.
And negativity breeds like crazy.
I've seen people who almost went through a divorce because they were hanging out with somebody who went through a divorce, and then they're doing is
keep that stuff out of your marriage.
they were being impacted and influenced, and everything they did was coming from that perspective, and then they would look internally and go, well, I'm going through that too.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was manufactured.
Absolutely.
So you could maybe have a conversation with her, because it says on here that you really enjoyed hanging out with friends. You know, you were friends with both of them. And I don't know, maybe there's still a chance for this marriage to be mended. If you were going to do anything, maybe that's what you could do, is say, you know what? I would like to get together with you, but I don't want to go out drinking with the girls. I want to, and like you said, you've invited her to your house. Just say, can the two of us get together for coffee? Just the two of you. And then have that conversation. Is it too late? Is there an opportunity? Because we love the two of you together. We just thought you guys were great together. And then, you know, she wants to share her side of the stories. Maybe when you hear her side, maybe it's not something that's going to be able to be repaired.
Yeah, who knows?
But again, that's if...
But you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah, but if you wanted to devote some time... We had some friends that when we first met them, this is 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we first met them, they were separated. Mm-hmm. And then we started hanging out with them, and they hung out together with us, and they got together and have a daughter from after, you know, they were going to be separated. That little girl is alive today because they got back together. Yep. They didn't stay back together.
I wasn't going to go there,
but it was after we moved away, so that's kind of not our problem. But no, I feel really bad that happened eventually. But again, my advice would be you do what you feel comfortable doing. You know, what should I do? I don't know. I think you're doing the right thing. Should I keep digging in my heels? Yeah, I would dig in my heels. Do you want to hear her side? I don't think it's any of my business. Hear her side. If you want to hear her side, if you don't, just say, I don't know what's happening. I don't care what's happening.
I'd rather stay out of it. That's all I have to say.
But if you want to try to keep that marriage together, and if you think you can help do that, that might be a really, really cool thing to do. If you'd like to submit your Dear John letter for next week, well, I'm going to finish mine over here for next week. Dear Heidi. All right, you can do that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A Los Angeles man who became airborne by attaching balloons to his lawn chair was fined $4,000 by the FAA for disrupting air traffic. Remember we watched a movie, Deck Chair Danny, or something like that?
Remember
this
that.
This guy did that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The lowest temperature of the day is usually right after sunrise. Yeah, you'd think it'd be right before, but it's right after. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The telephone was originally called a harmonic telegraph. I'm glad we changed it to
Really?
telephone. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Liars blink less frequently than normal during the lie, and they speed up around 8 times faster afterwards. So if you see somebody blinking in a weird way, they are lying. And another fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In the UK, carousels rotate clockwise. In North America, they go counterclockwise.
Okay.
Wow, I wonder why that is. And we talked earlier about sleep deprivation. Our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
For his scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Charlie Sheen stayed awake for 48 hours to get the desired wasted look. That's how he did it.
I remember that character.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was good. There you go. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay!
Yay.
There we go. It's brought to you by mintervention.com. Here you go, Heidi. In a survey, just 3% of dads said they'd love to get this for Father's Day. Only 3% want this. What is it?
Necktie.
No, flowers. 3% of dads go, you know what I could go for is a big old bouquet of flowers. Yeah. Well, 3% do. I don't know. Just be nice to get
Maybe
something.
they were just panicking, couldn't think of anything else.
It's like, what do you want? Flowers?
Flowers.
That is your Mint Mobile
Maybe some
question of the
candy.
day. Comes your way courtesy of mintervention.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for some weird news, brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. British woman says she was left shaken with panic after accidentally including a naked selfie when she was listing her air fryer on eBay. Oh, man. Don't ever do that. Just don't do that. 26-year-old Emma Jones was perplexed when she started getting hundreds of new followers and friends on social media. It was right after she listed her Ninja Foodie Max that this turned to horror when she realized the fifth image was a listing of her topless, standing in front of a full-length mirror. The pic, intended for her eyes only, was a before photo for a diet that she was on. I don't know where she was going to share that. She believes she accidentally clicked that pic.
Oh, no.
Selecting the photos
How
of the listing,
embarrassing.
which subsequently went viral. Describes the product as being previously used and having some signs of wear and tear.
Oh, my gosh. How
Quickly racked up
embarrassing.
117,000 views. A top bid of more than $1,200, by the way, and many crude messages. Some people just wanted to alert her that, hey, you have a boo-boo. She quickly deleted the photo, eventually took down the entire listing after it continued to rack up thousands of views. Now she says, I'm too afraid to list it again. I'll just give it to a friend. So she had it sold for $1,250. She should have taken the money, man. That is some weird news. Brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. Time now for The List, brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. The most confusing movies of all time, according to this list. And we're going to just do the top 10. They had 11 through 15 listed on here as well. You can go see those if you want. Number 10 was Fight Club from 1999. That apparently is one of the most confusing movies of all time. Number 9, Arrival from 2016. Number 8, The Shining, 1980.
I love that movie.
Number 7, Nocturnal Animals, 2016. Number 6, Interstellar, 2014. Number 5, Mulholland Drive, 2001. Number 4, Donnie Darko. Remember that from 2001? It's the one with the rabbit in it. Number 3, Shutter Island from 2010. Number 2,
Shutter Island was good.
Number 2 is I'm Thinking of Ending Things, 2020. And the last one on the list here is called Tenet from 2020. And it is the most confusing movie of all time. So I don't know if I agree with this list. I've seen some of these. I've not seen all of them. But I've seen so many movies that are so confusing. And it seems like more and more lately I watch it and I go, what was that even supposed to be about?
And the endings are just terrible.
Yeah, there are times when the credits start rolling and we look at each other and laugh. We're like, that was the ending?
Yeah.
What? All right, it's the list brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of insurancechicken.com. Our quote today, once again from Steel Magnolias. We apparently have a lot of Steel Magnolias fans.
Yeah, there have been a lot of those lately.
Well, I think what happens is somebody hears it and you're like, oh, hey, that's not the best quote from that. Here's the best Truvy Jones quote from that. Honey, time marches on and eventually you realize it's marching across your face.
Yeah, that's true.
End quote. So, yeah, mine's going like from here
right
over to
truth
here.
there.
I'm pointing at my eyes, by the way. I have a lot of wrinkles around my eyes. Have you noticed? Heidi has like some cream she offered me. I was like, yeah, I don't need that. Then I looked in the mirror. I was like, oh, when did Clint Eastwood get here?
You don't need to bother. It's not doing me any good either.
There you go. Quote of the day comes your way courtesy of insurancechicken.com. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. This, I think we kind of mentioned this. I'm almost positive we mentioned this, but I'll read it again because there's new details that we didn't have for sure before. A mother was left devastated after discovering that only a handful of kids had signed her son's yearbook. Remember that story?
Yes.
Cassandra Ritter's 12-year-old son, Brody, struggled to make friends, had been subjected to relentless bullying, only brought home a few signatures. The Colorado mom decided to act. She shared a screenshot of a private Facebook group with the parents of the school expressing her sadness. Word got out in the school community, and more older students rallied behind Brody. They even paid him a visit to his homeroom to sign his book, which is cool. As many older children urged their friends to sign Brody's yearbook, suddenly it became full of countless heartwarming messages. After the story broke, some other people reached out as well, like Ant-Man himself, Paul Rudd.
Oh.
How cool is that? He video chatted with Brody. The cast of Dear Evan Hansen, who gifted him tickets to one of their performances, after the sweet gesture of the students, Cassandra said it made her feel like there's still hope, not just for Brody, but for humanity. I think that's really cool. I love Paul Rudd. I've always liked him.
Yeah, oh, me too. He's adorable. And he never seems to age.
No, and there are some movies that I've watched him in where I'm like, why did he even take that role? Like, what was that all about? That was a weird role for him. But I think that's one of the things that I like about him. Wasn't there a movie called My Idiot Brother? Wasn't that the thing, the name of it? And that's one where I'm like, why did he take that role? Because it was not a positive experience for him at all. Everything about it was pretty negative, but he did a great job in that and everything. So winning at life, Mr. Paul Rudd, good job to you. And also all the youngsters from that school who stepped up and reached out and helped this young man. I think that's really neat. I've got the whole story if you want to read it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.